Good morning, everybody. This is Darnell Crittenden from DC and some Power Players. Whatever you do, keep playing your games. Hit the like, hit the comment, hit subscribe. Leave your notification on so you will not miss DTV at its best. It is Wednesday, December 20th, 2023, and Christmas is next week, which hopefully I will bring up a Christmas show. Now, remember, keep in mind, I do have shows, which I'm about to bring up the topic right now. Now, my shows is on Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays at its normal time. My weekend shows, Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays, those shows are run at random, for those who may or may not know. What I mean by the weekend shows, I'm talking about my Happy Friday, Shout Out Saturday, Family Time Sunday show is rare, and I rarely get a Sunday off. That's why I say that. And then I brought another show up in topic. It's called State of Direction. For those who may or may not know, check my videos. Now, State of Direction is what I call it. This keeps myself in check with the viewers, the subscribers, or whoever, which I'm going to explain that topic momentarily. State of Direction comes at random. Not as often at random. I do this, which I'm about to explain now, because a few months ago I got in trouble. Don't want to make a long story short. I got in trouble with my own broadcast. Said some things I didn't like. I wasn't proud about myself. I got myself off the hook. So now I want to stay in good terms with the YouTube Corporation. I want to stay in good terms with the PlayStation Corporation. And I want to give those shout outs right now. Again, excuse me, shout out goes out to the YouTube Corporation for putting up with me for so many years. Thank you so much. To the PlayStation Network, thank you so very much. Also want to give shout outs to the subscribers, to comments, to people just stopping in on the show, to old and new subscribers. What else? To moderators, especially my moderators. In a way, I want to get this out the way right now. Shout out goes out to the WWE Corporation, the WWE Enterprise, the WWE Network, the WWE community, and of course the WWE Network. I don't want to compare myself to the tribal chief. And again, shout out goes out to Roman Reigns. For the record, I acknowledge you, and I'm a huge fan, just to get that out the way now. And I don't want to compare myself to him. He got the catchphrase, acknowledge me. Right now, when it comes down to this show, I don't want people as far as to acknowledge me. I already know who I am. It would be nice for people to appreciate me. And for those who still continue to sub to this show and do appreciate me, I just want to say thank you. But here's where the problem comes in. And I said this on the show yesterday. Henceforth, I'm coming up with the State of Direction show now. So maybe that way, maybe my words will get a little more across if I try it this way. I try to do it in a decent manner as far as my live entertainment, my broadcast, whatever, that's fine. Think of State of Direction as, excuse me, think of it as, when you watch TV sometimes, you ever see the emergency broadcasting system where where it makes that weird sound, that ding, and then you got these messages and caption or whatever, and it lasts maybe like a couple of minutes and that's it. Well, think of it as like that. Only difference is without the annoying sound, without the captions on the screen. I'm telling you this personally. I feel like I'm not appreciated. I can prove it to you. For every time somebody unsubscribed to this show, I feel like I'm not doing a good show. I feel like I'm not bringing in good contents. If I'm boring you, the point I'm trying to make is, and I want people to understand, I'm doing everything from the ground up. Come January, it'll be 10 years on this show. And I want to give a little brief shout out right now. Oh, and yes, I'm going to do shout outs and birthdays and all that before I end my show. I was talking to a friend of mine yesterday for about an hour, and he goes by the name of Larry Leonard. And again, thank you for leaving a comment on this show, and I respond to comment back to you when you get the chance. Check it out, and that means a lot. He said some things that was interesting towards me. Is that, you've been doing this show for so long. How come, you're not at your 100,000 mark, or how come these things happen to you? And he said, I need to check in with YouTube, and I need to check in with PlayStation. And I told him, I said, you know what? God has a plan for everything. If it happens, fine. If not, that's fine too. And I'm going to take it like that. But now, even though I'm going to take it like that, I'm starting to be a little curious about that. Because for the longest, I was at 408 subscribers, on my way to 500. Now I'm back down to 400. So this attention goes to everybody. This attention goes to the moderators, the subscribers, the people visiting on the show. Okay, uh, I gotta go there. This also goes to YouTube. This also goes to the PlayStation Network. Even though I said all them good things, and I do appreciate everybody, but for those who don't understand me, leave in the comments. If people stopping in on the show and they don't understand, leave in the comments. If the moderators don't understand, leave in the comments. If PlayStation and YouTube itself don't understand me, leave in the comments. Okay? Because everything I do on my show is originality. It comes from my head. I don't have a meeting room where I put everything on a board and make it out a storyline, or I have a group of people telling me, Darnell, you do this show this way, or you want to do it out. No. Everything I've done within the last 10 years up to now, I've done directly from my head. All the ideals come from my head. All the things I've done actually came from the thoughts of my head. All right. And me and Larry, we talked about that for hours, another topic for another time. But he said some things that kind of woke me up slightly, just slightly, to figure out what I'm going to do. And I tell anybody right now, if any of you guys have a problem with me or the things I describe, or, and I'm working on, honestly, trying my best not to repeat myself. I can be a little annoying, so I got to work on that. So, and I am getting up there in age, so please forgive me for the fact that I got too old on you guys. But nonetheless, being in front of this camera for almost close to 10 years is the greatest fun of all. I love each and everybody that comes in on my show. Now, sometimes the show might not go the way I want to, which that's another topic for another time. But again, you can go online right now. You can go on YouTube right now, and I'm pretty sure there's over 1,000, maybe 1,000,000,000 shows. And I'm pretty sure they have more subscribers. But I guarantee you, not out of all those shows, not one of them did it from the ground up like I'm doing now. I'm the only YouTuber in history that talks about all kinds of topics except politics. I'm not a politician. If I do bring politics to my show, it's like 3%. Okay? That's why you rarely hear me say anything about politics on my show. Because, and if it ain't changed, if the world ain't changed for the better all this time, it ain't gonna change now, whether who's running this country or not. I bring up cool stuff on my show. I talk about movies. I talk about games. I talk about events like anime fairs and conventions and stuff like that. I talk about uh, what's going on in the world, famous people. Sometimes I even give respect in my own eulogy as far as the deceased. The list goes on and on. And I feel that I'm not appreciated by that. Again, not trying to steal this from the tribal chief, aka Roman Reigns. I got love for you, man. I don't want people to acknowledge me. I want people to appreciate me. Because you're not gonna find a human being on this earth that's not Darnell Crittenden. I'm sure there's a lot of Darnells, maybe a billion of them in this world, but none of them is not gonna take the time and dedication. Now keep in mind, this is my day off. I can do whatever I want if you really think about it. But because gaming is my passion, because gaming is my therapy, because gaming has put me to the point where both physically, mentally, and in so many aspects, it keeps me going. You know, other than God, this definitely keeps me going. And right now, I need people to be more aware of what I'm doing. If there's something you don't understand, leave in comments. The most two important things I want on this show: one, subscribers. Okay, Larry said something to me, and I don't want to harp on the subject too much longer with Larry, but I'm going to change the topic and then give out my shout outs, and that's going to be it. Larry said something to me, and it made a lot of sense. And again, shout out goes out to Mr. Leonard. Right now, I should have been at my 100,000 subscribers. As a matter of fact, I should have been at my 200,000 subscribers. I should be at my 2K. And you want to know what? It didn't hit me at first, but now he's actually right. You know, I didn't want, honestly, to be honest with you, if he's watching this right now, I didn't want to believe him. Not saying I didn't have no trust in him or anything. It's just that I didn't want to believe him. But I had an epiphany when I woke up this morning and I thought about what he said. And by the way, you know, it just hit me out of nowhere. You know, I'm taking care of business or whatever, and then it hit me. Then I thought about it. He's actually right. You know, when I'm wrong, I'll admit when I'm wrong. When I'm right, I'm gonna stand my ground. And he's actually right on certain topics. And he made a good point. I should have been at where I need to be now. And like I was telling him, it's a little hard to do that because I work all the time. And I told him yesterday, I'm going to tell the world right now, if I was at my 100,000 subscribers, if I was at the point where I can get that silver play button and it's on the back of my wall, hey man, and you know, if YouTube want to sponsor me or whatever it is, I have no problem with that. As a matter of fact, I'll even go further than that. If I had that 100,000 subscribers right now, that silver play button's on my wall, and then YouTube decide, or PlayStation or whoever, they decide they want to sponsor me as far as whatever product it is or whatever topic it is, and if they willing to pay more than what I'm doing right now as far as my career security, I'll do it. I was telling Larry the other day, I would love to be in front of this camera every day, but at the same time, the bills ain't gonna pay itself. As a matter of fact, I just paid the bill like 10 minutes ago before I even started this show. And that's the cable and internet. Another topic for another time, but the long story short, DCN again, and I've been saying this for years, it's not up to me. I'm just the name, the face. I just paid the internet and cable bill 10 years ago. All right? The 80% are you guys. Okay, if you think you guys don't matter, trust me, you guys matter the most. Okay? And I gotta give shout outs to people that, you know, that continue to help me keeping the show on. Not to mention the ones that know I can do it. For starters, I gotta give a shout out to the president and co-founder of DCN Networks and Power Players, Sean the Genius Harris, everybody out in the Harris headquarters, on the south side of Chicago, along with his sister April, the king and queen of anime. Shout out goes out to you guys. To his daughter, my goddaughter Sarah. Shout out goes out to you guys. To Dion and Jabari. Had a cool time at the anime fair. Appreciate it. Shout out. All right. Gotta give shout out to guys like Alex Thorne and DDG, Dangerous Danny Garcia. They deserve a shout out. In fact, they deserve a rose for their outstanding achievements on what they do. Okay, I gotta give a shout out to people at North of Sheffield Commons, my job. Gotta give out shout out to all families that's on my side, and sometimes you ain't gotta be blood to be family. You know what I'm talking about? Shout out goes out to guys like, my West Side family, the Redmonds, to my immediate family, the Crittens and Colognes, to the love of my life, Demetri Gann Johnson, the future Mrs. Critton, and to all my future 11 grandkids out in Gary and Hobart, Indiana. These guys give out shout outs. I already gave Larry a shout out in the beginning of the show, so he's covered. All right. Guys like Mike Willis, my brother. The list goes on and on. I don't do this just for myself. I do this for them. I do this for everybody that want to hear the news from my own perspective, but from a different point of angle. Okay? And I can't do this alone, which I'm about to end the show in a minute, but I cannot do this alone. So I'm asking YouTube, I'm asking PlayStation, mainly you two guys, if it's something you guys want me to do to make this show better, not for myself, but for those who want to continue watching this show. And this especially goes out to them guys. Leave in comments. Because right now, I'm losing subscribers and I don't even know why. I know part of it because I'm at work. I understand that. But like I tell the world, I'll tell anybody, if I was paid to stay at home and be in front of this camera every day, even if it's just twice every week, and I was making more money now than before I was even doing security. In other words, if YouTube and PlayStation was paying me more money now, rather than I'm doing security, I would. But because security is my career, I'm going to stick with it. This show is the passion on what I love most, gaming. And that's what this show is all about. It's about other topics too, but mainly gaming. Someday, because I'm about to wrap it up, I will love, like I said yesterday, and I'm telling you right now, I will love to get that silver play button. I would love to no longer sit in this busted up chair, which I'm gonna have to get a new chair soon. I would love to be in a live studio audience, but yeah, I would love to have my own podcast, my own video game podcast, from all walks of life, whether you're famous or infamous, it doesn't matter. I would love that. I would love for someone to sit on the side of me and we're playing games together and we're talking about all different kinds of topics. It doesn't matter if it's food or whatever, just talking about life in general. I would love that very much, but I can't do it alone. And like I said yesterday on my show, this show hits the 1,000 mark. I'm a man of my word. Every 3 to 6 months, I would be more than glad to give away a new release video game. I would be more than gladly to give away a new release movie. I would be more than happy to give a random Funko Pop to whoever's into the thing. I would love to give away a t-shirt. But I'm saying this to everybody. I can't show the love if you can't show the love back. Okay? And here's the best part. Out of 10 years, I'm not asking for no donations. I'm not asking for one dime. Not one penny. Not one single dollar. The only thing I want from you guys It's the appreciation. And if you feel I'm not worthy of that appreciation, then tell me. Please, tell me. I say this on all my shows. Ideals. Okay, I will look through every ideal. In fact, I wouldn't care if it's over 100 comments. And I would take the time, even if it takes me the whole day, to look through all those comments, which I'm not getting as many as much. Hopefully this might change the battlefield on what I'm about to say. I will look through each and every last one of them. Out of 100 comments, it could be 1,000 comments, it could be 10 comments. I don't care how many comments there is. Out of those comments, you bring it to the show, especially ideals. I will pick out 5 of the best ideals that's going to make this show possible. And speaking of ideals, because this is Wednesday on Wednesday, shout out goes out to Wednesday, aka my little sister, Christina Ball and Heaven. I miss you guys. I love you guys so much. And if I don't see y'all, happy holidays. And Wednesday we get the chance, I got you a little present. You already know what it is. So hopefully I'll give it to you once we finally meet again. These guys deserve a rose. Wednesday, Christina Ball deserves a rose. Mr. Pike Banther Army, I'm not going to give a guy a rose, but he does get my appreciation and respect. Guys like the unique one himself, Prince Unique, that's another thing. I try to have a blissful man on this show, and I love when he, co-stars my show. I love when he brings topics to my show and he keeps everything positive, keeps everything blessed and mindful. You're not going to find no YouTuber out there that does that. I am a one of a kind. Like it or not, it's true. So I'm going to wrap this show up on a positive note as far as my stated direction is concerned. And the reason why I have this show like this, because again, I've done some things in the past. I'm not proud of myself of some of the things I've done in the past. Now, there have been times I want to slip. I'm going to tell you the truth. And I have slipped every blue moon, but now I do these shows to remind myself to stay on track. Yes, a few years back, I have done more profanity than you can ever imagine, and that caught up with me. And we call that a code of conduct. And whether I realize it or not, I have broken that code of conduct. Now, because PlayStation gave me a second chance, because now YouTube gave me a second chance, and I pleaded with my life on that. So now I'm trying to change, not only for myself, so they can see a better side of me. And so far, believe it or not, it's been fair. I have been doing that. But now, because of that, and I'm going to continue on this journey with that, I don't feel nobody's being fair with me. And I'm not trying to ask nobody to cry me a river and drown in like that. No, I'm just keeping it real. Okay? And again, I do get the respect. Sometimes I don't get the respect. I'm not asking for that. I'm not asking for any of that. And sometimes I do get haters on my show. Lately, I'm going to knock on glass. Don't want to break it. I haven't. And for the record, they know who they are. It is tough. I think the hardest part of me being in front of this camera for 10 years is 2 things. When I look at this camera and what I'm about to say. That is the most 2 hardest things I've done in 10 years. And the good thing about it, I don't have no script writers telling me what to do. I don't have no producers telling me what to do. Other than my creative producer, that's Wednesday. She brings ideas to the show. Other than Sean, other than the people that that I mentioned, excuse me, that help support this show. And we're just a small group. All right, it ain't like I got 20 producers or 20 sound artists, or it's not like I got 20 different directors. I'm just one guy. I'm just the man in the chair that I got to get a new chair eventually. That's keeping it real and telling it like it is. And And I tell anybody, whether you like the show or dislike the show, as they say in show business, the show must go on. And that's what I'm trying to do, even in the condition as far as my health issue is concerned. And it's even more of a challenge because I can't get too emotional now because of this. And that's another topic for another time. But in any case, please stop unsubscribing to the show. And even if you decide to unsubscribe to the show, leave in a comment, leave in a reason why. I need to know, because I'm going to say this one last time. For every time we get a subscriber, it's not the fact I win. Everybody wins. Personally, I think this show is being underrated because nobody take the time out to, not so much to watch the show, nobody take the time out to appreciate the show. Now, if you want to go on other shows, that's fine. YouTube is about the biggest universe in the world. If you want to go on any other show, and like I said, and I do these shows because you got other YouTubers out there that inspired me to do this show, and I'm about to give their shout outs out. I'm about to do the birthday banner. We're gonna call it a day. What inspired me to do these shows? I like people like Struggle Nation, Tyrone Magnus, Sarah Keyblades. Who else? Who else? I already said Tyrone Magnus. Here at Fox News of Chicago, great friend of mine, met him twice. Jake Hamilton. All right, guys like Alex Thorne. The list goes on and on. They inspire me, and they really do inspire me a lot. My greatest supporter of all, and she's in Gary, Indiana, and she even watched the show every chance she get, and that's Demetri Ken Johnson, future Mr. Chris, and now my other best friend and I gotta admit, he been leaving comments on my show, and that's Larry Leonard. Enough of him. You know where we stand, brother. These things matter. If we can get more people out there like these people I mentioned, we can reach our goal. We can reach our expectation. We can do this together. Like I said, if I win, we all win. That plaque on my wall, it might be on my wall someday, but it represents all of us. Okay? I guess what I'm saying is, if I come up in the world, you guys come up in the world with me. But I can't do it alone. I honestly, seriously cannot do this alone, even in the condition I am. And I'm not using it as a crutch, but it is the truth. I really cannot do this alone. You guys matter. So I'm about to end this state of direction as far as a birthday shout out, and we're going to call it a day. This is your birthday month of December 20th, 2023. Happy birthday from all of us from DC and Networks and Power Players. I guess my next guess is, do I give out birthday shout outs? See, this is what I'm talking about. I do this on this show every time or every chance I get. One, you gotta sub to the show, man. There's no other way around it. And two, leave in the comments. If I see it in the comments as far as the day before or the day after, I will be more than gladly to give you a shout out on my show. Just tell me what you want me to say. I see it, I'll chart it down, and I'll say it. My birthday was just less than a week ago, so I know what it's like being born in December or any other month for all that matter. Please leave in the comments. Happy birthday from all of us at DC and some Power Players. And don't forget, Christmas is next week. My little robot, you can officially go on break. We're about to end this show in a minute. Christmas is next week. Now, I'm going to do a Christmas show. Now, I don't know if I'm going to do, I did say yesterday I might do some gameplay. I'm gonna play some Mortal Kombat. I'm gonna play some Star Wars. That's what I meant to say yesterday. Star Wars Jedi Order. I kept saying Rivals, but it's actually Jedi Order. I'm gonna be playing that. Now the third game, it can be at random. You guys got until now and Sunday, Christmas Eve, decide which third game you want me to play during Christmas Day. Now, next Tuesday, I'm gonna let you guys know in advance, I'm gonna be at work next Tuesday. So the day after Christmas, I'm gonna be at work. But on that Wednesday and Thursday, I will do some more shows. You got Christmas on that Monday, and then immediately following, I'm gonna do 2 more other shows. That's wrapping up into the new year on that Wednesday and Thursday, so you don't want to miss it. Okay, and hopefully by next week, I'm gonna go see the Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom. I think that looks good. Shout out goes out to Jason Momoa. Shout out to James Gunn. Whatever you do, man, please, for the love of God, don't screw this movie up. Straight up. I've said enough. I went past the 30-minute mark without delay. In 3, 2, 1. When you hear that music, that means my State of Direction show has come to a closure and its final destination. Well, that's about it. Hopefully, you guys will review over this show, leaving your comments and thoughts on how we can make this a better entertainment towards these brands that I've just mentioned within this show. And that's about it. So, I don't know about you guys, but I'm about to play me some Mortal Kombat in a minute. Oh yeah, and season 3 with Sub-Zero, that's going on now, so I'm trying to like rack up on a few things, and maybe later you're going to see some online gameplay from that. Alright, keep me posted. I'm out of here. This is Darnell Crittenden from DC Networks and Power Players. Whatever you do, keep playing your games, and thank you for taking the time out to hear my state of direction. Hopefully, as we continue doing this might shed a light on a few things within the foreseeable future of this show. I'll talk to everybody later, and later. Peace. Until next time, Chicago. Until next time, the world. This is Darnell Crittenden from DC Networks and Power Players. Whatever you do, keep playing your games. I'll see everybody next time on the wild side. Christmas is coming up next week, so I hope everybody enjoy their Christmas holiday season. I hope everybody get out and do their last minute Christmas shopping. I got a couple of errands to do later on today, and this time of season you want to enjoy yourself and be with family. Public service announcement to the Chicago, to the world. Put them guns down. Straight up. I'm out of here. Peace.